All right, welcome back. So in this assignment 5.9.7, what we have are books that I want to read. So in the code here, of course, you can see, by the way, I think this line of code right here was missing from this assignment. So if it is by chance, and I may be forgetting, you may have to type that in, but there it is for you. In any case, in the body we have a level 1 header and then an unordered list with, it looks like, 3 items for us, which are all going to be hyperlink references. Well, when I pulled this page up, sure enough, there are 3 unordered list items, and we know that because they're bullet points. But I need to get books that I need to read into this list, and I'm only going to list 3, even though there's a bunch that I could recommend, like Dissolving Illusions or Punished by Rewards, another one of my favorite books. And that's not even including the religious books that I really do prefer. But to start us out here, I'm going to start with an underground history of American education by John Taylor Gatto. It's an excellent read, and I do highly recommend it. It's very informational, and included in that book are John Taylor Gatto's stories from when he was a teacher. So you can see right here, if I were to reload this, it pulls up. Now it is hyperlinked, but it's not hyperlinked to anything specific. So that's where I need a hyperlink reference. But before I do that, I'm just going to put in the other books that I would like to put in here. So The Creature from Jekyll Island. And this one is by Edward Griffin. Okay, again, another excellent book. Very informative, very helpful. And then the last book I'm going to put in here is War is a Racket by Major General Smedley Butler, who at the time that he wrote the book, if I remember right, was the most decorated Marine of his time. So in any case, these are 3 excellent books which I would highly recommend. But again, there are many others that I would recommend, and these I would say have to do certainly with secret societies. In any case, what I need now are hyperlink references to these books, and to get those hyperlink references, well, yeah, let's go back here. Let's reload this page. No, it's not showing up. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I forgot to save it. There it is, and all 3 show up. Okay, but again, they're not linked to anything, and that's what I need now. So I'm going to go to Wikipedia, which of course is not the most reliable encyclopedia, but it's something. And here is the Wikipedia homepage, I guess, for me. I'm showing something about March Madness, but whatever. In any case, I'm going to type in the book and underground history of American education, and let's see if that shows up. There it is. There's my link. I pull it up. I can see the title of the book and the book. So I'm just going to come up here. I just click up here for the URL, and then I do Control-C. Once it's highlighted, then I can come back here and then do Control-V inside of my A tag, inside of the quotations for my A tag as well. Now that means if I were to reload the page, now if I were to click on this link, it would take me to this page. Of course, I want to keep my index page up though. But I want to do the same thing for the other 2 books. So let's go back to Wikipedia here and search for The Creature from Jekyll Island. See, that was Edward Griffin right there. I don't know what's going on. Let's try filtered results. Search. Oh, I don't know why that's not working. But I did see Edward Griffin show up. Oh, what the heck? Okay. Well, I mean, I could choose a different book, but I think I don't know what I'm going to do. Let's see. The Creature from Jekyll Island. There we go. This will do. Now it is in G. Edward Griffin's page here for Wikipedia, but I did get it to work. So again, all I needed to do is copy that with Control C, and then now I'm in the A tag, and then I just push Control V. And then the last book we got here is War is a Racket. So let's try the next one. Hopefully this one shows up. War is a Racket. There it is, War is a Racket by General Smedley D. Butler. So I come up here, I click, or I can double click, and maybe triple click, it will copy down the URL, Control C, and I come back here and do Control V in my web page, and now when I go back to my actual web page here and reload, I can go to An Underground History of American Education by John Taylor Gatto, or if I go back, I can go to The Creature from Jekyll Island, which will take me to the G. Edward Griffin page as well, and then War is a Racket by Smedley Butler, which of course if you want to learn more about him, you could click on the link there and get a little bit of information. In any case, this is not actually all that we want, so I did have to do a little work in the index on this assignment, which you can pretty well see all the work that we did. But what we want now are some formats in the style sheet, something, okay? And what we want to do is make it so that, kind of like with the first assignment, the voting one, is if someone hovers over these, we want to change the size. So that's what I'm going to do. And these, of course, are inside of A tags. And I want to make so if they are hovered over, then something else will happen. And that something else is to change the font dash size, colon, to 30 pixels. So let's put that in and reload this. Now look, here I've got my cursor. There it is. Boom. And if I click on it, of course, it takes me in. Will it work for the other two? Yes, it does. And so this means that the code that I have in here is working. This is all I need for my style sheet for credit on this one. Here's the index, which has a lot of the stuff that we needed. Of course, you are probably not going to be using these Wikipedia links. You'll want to use whatever links that you want to use for whatever books that you chose. But these are the ones that I chose, and again, even typing these in character by character seems like a pain to me, which is why I highly recommend just using Control C. In any case, there is the style sheet, and that's where I'll finish it. If you need any of the other code, you'll have to go back in the video, rewind it, and then pause it there.